Shalom, 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 Yasharala. This is your boy, Brother Samuel, back at you with another quick edifying video. Right, and today's topic is going to be called Your Money Means Nothing. Right, first and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory. I want to say Kahala Yahweh, Bahashem, Hamashiach, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakat Kodash. Right, that's all praises to the Heavenly Father, whose name is Yahweh, and his only begotten Son's name, who you ignorantly call Jesus, whose name is Yahweh Shai, in the Holy Spirit. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone from Tahar on down, who have ruled well to the Spirit and have fed and edified the sheep in these last days. Like I said, today's topic is going to be called Your Money Means Nothing, right? And if you've seen any of the in the news, right, you have these this bank, the Silicon Valley Bank failure, right? It says Silicon Valley, this is actually Slocky, this is from the Belgrade News. And it says Silicon Valley Bank failure could second largest bank demise in U.S. history spark runs at other banks. It says the Federal Deposit Insurance Corp took control of the Silicon Valley Bank after its failure Friday. Silicon Valley Bank is the second largest bank failure in U.S. history, behind only Washington's Mutual's $386 billion failure, right? And the reason why this is so important, right? You know, you got a lot of people just looking past this, but you know, this is is a plan, man. All this is part of a plan that's being unleashed, man, right before your eyes, man. And a lot of people don't see what's happening, right? And you know, those who have eyes to see and ears to hear, right? They see it and they're talking about it, right? Because we know, you know, these things must come into place for things to happen too. So, you know, I seen brothers, you know, doing videos, right? I see my brother Yermayan do a video. I was watching Elder Apostle Ramlab. He did a video earlier, you know, and then it was on my spirit, you know, this morning, man. Like I couldn't sleep. I was tossing and turning because I was just thinking about that, man. Like this is, you know, this these are the things that they're starting to unfold, man, right? This might just be a little, and it might not happen, you know, for a little minute, but these are the things that are signaling the definite fall of this place, Babylon, man, right? So, you know, but a lot of our people, they don't see it, and they're not even, you know, paying attention to it, you know. But we are paying attention to it because we're not ignorant, right? Let's just get that real quick, right? I'm just going to read a couple of scriptures and I'm going to close it out, right? This is 2 Corinthians 2 and 11, right? And it says, 2 Corinthians 2 and 11, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices, right? We're not ignorant of his devices, man. We're not ignorant of how, you know, these elite bankers, right? These top elites, you know, who are running this stuff, you know, behind the scenes, how they're doing these things, right? Because what they do is they'll test it out a little by little until they have enough, you know, to see what the reaction and things are going to be, right? And then they implement it on a big scale, right? And you know, we've been seeing them doing these little testings all throughout, right? You have and we know ultimately this is the ushering in, right, of the MOTB, man, right? Of that C hip, man, right? That grain of rice that goes in your hand and your forehead, man, right? That Revelation 13 and 16 that the Bible talks about, right? But we know that, right? And we're not ignorant of that. So we see the things, because a lot of times it's a smoke screen and something happens over on the left hand side or on the right hand side, and then all of a sudden they're doing something on the left hand side, right? They're over there, you know, passing bills and doing these different things, right? Underneath our noses, man, right? So that's why we, you know, the scriptures always tell us to watch and pray, and that's what we got to do in these last days, right? So let me read that again. This is 2 Corinthians 2 and verse 11. It says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. So we're not ignorant of the devices, right? We see this. We see the collapsing of, these banks, and this could be the first of many, right? This could be that catapult of many things, but we know that the banks are going to collapse so that they can usher in this new world order of what they want to do with the MOTB, man, right? Which is that CHIP, man, that RFI CHIP, right? And we just need to, that's why we're continuing to watch this stuff closely, man. And when you see these things, right, you know that, we know ultimately too that salvation draweth near, right? Um, and ultimately we know that this is ultimately these things that they're doing is exposing them, right? And so that's why we get out here and we shout on the highways and hedges, right? And we go to the unicorn and we warn the people, man. We warn the people of destruction and things to come, right? um Matter of fact, let's get that, because all this is, like I say, all this is pushing towards the mark, right? The MOTB, right? So let's get this, right? That's all these things is like these banks are collapsing. And the thing about it, when you just think about it, the even during the um that 19, right? Even during the 19 event, right? Banks were closing, and then still to this day they haven't even fully opened up fully, right? A lot of banks have closed, right? They just say, "Oh, we can't find enough people to work in them," and there's a lot of different things, right? So they're slowly, right before our eyes, right? They're shutting this thing down, man, so they can, you know, go for their new plan, which is that one world order, right? And that one world order consists of that MOTB. So let's just get this right. This is Revelation 13 and verse 16. And it says, "And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand and in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that hath the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name." So guess what? Like, that's gonna be the way that you're gonna buy and sell in this new world order, man. It's not gonna be with your little cash, your little dollar bills, your $100 and your $50 and your $5 and your $1 bills, man. Right? It's gonna be with this CHIP, this mark, right? That's talked about in Revelation 13 and 16, right? And this is what they're gonna be pushing. But what they don't tell you, right, is that, the scriptures tell you you're gonna be destroyed if you take that thing, right? This is Revelation 14 and verse 9. It says, "And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, If any man worship the beast in his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into a cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb," right? And we know that, the Lamb is talking about Yahweh Shai, right? And the angels, right? Because they're going to be here during the day of the Lord's destruction, man, right? They're coming, right? Yahweh Shai and the angels, they're coming in the chariots, and the ICBM missiles are going to hit this place and turn this place into the lake of fire, right? And also, you're going to have the angels of the Lord, Yahweh Shai. They're going to be, using the laser beams and stuff off the chariots, and they're going to be doing a lot of destruction too, right? So this is all coming, but it says if you get this mark, it says that you're going to get the wrath of the Most High poured out without mixture, man, right? So you're going to get the full wrath of the Most High, right? If you take this thing, right? And this is what they're trying to usher in to us, man, right? But our people, are not worried about that. Our people are worried about, chasing this bag, chasing this money, man, right? And then what do? You go put this money in a bank, and these banks are about to fail. What are you going to do then, right? So, and that's the thing. Our people, we're dependent upon this nation, right? And we know that this nation is not set up for us, right? Let me get this. This is the book of Lamentations, chapter 4 and Go to verse number 17. It says, as for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help, and our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us. Right? This nation is not set up to save us or to help us, man. Right? We've been here, man, for over 400 plus years. We've been here. And guess what? We're still in the same type of condition, man. Right? None of this stuff is set up for us. Right? You can get money, but guess what? At the end of the day, they can take that money away from. We've seen countless times, right? You've seen athletes, right? They do something, and guess what? All that money that they gave them, they take it away, right? And put them back at the bottom, right? So what more this little money that you run around here chasing and shooting and killing each other for, right? When it's gonna be gone, man. All this stuff is about to be gone, right? And that's what we're trying to warn our people, man, right? You cannot put your trust in any of the stuff that you can see around right now, right? When you watching this video, you look around or where you're at, and you can't put your trust in none of that stuff, because all that stuff is according to the scriptures, is going to be melted with a fervent heat, right? According to 2 Peter 3:10, man, right? The elements shall melt with a fervent heat. So everything you see is going to be melted and disappear. That you should put no trust in it. And the only thing you need to put your trust is Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, right? But you're looking for this nation that can't save you, man. Right? These people are putting their money in their they got things called trust funds, right? All this stuff is about to fail, man. You can't put your trust in this stuff, man. Right? Let me get this. Let's go to the book of Psalm, right? 62 and verse number 10. It says, trust not in oppression, right? And what is America? America is nothing but an oppressor, man. Especially for you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, because you are the Israelites, right? This is your true oppression here. You know what I'm saying? It says, trust not in oppression and become not vain in robbery, right? Our people get used to this stuff, used to being kicked around, right? And they think because they got, some tax money back, hey, they think they the shit, man, right? And they think that you good, man. Right? And they robbing you. That's the money that they took from you and then giving it back to you. Right? But it says, and become not vain in robbery. If riches increase, set not your heart upon them. Right? And our thing is, a lot of our people, they get money, right? And then they what do they call it? They get that big head, man. Right? Where they think that they're better than everybody else, and nobody can say nothing to them. Right, because they got a little bit of money in their pocket, man. But ultimately, you're still a slave here, right? According to Baruch 3:8, you're a slave here in America, in Babylon, right? So guess what? They can give you the little, your little commissary. That's what it is. It's basically like a commissary, and they can take it away, right? Because you are a slave here in Babylon, right? But yeah, it says, set not your heart upon them, right? You shouldn't set your heart upon riches, man, right? Because money comes and money goes, right? And ultimately, this is this nation's money, right? Imagine, right? When you're living in a world where you're going to have your own money, right? Like coming to America, man, right? You're going to have true money, right? With gold and true money, with the spirit of empower Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, ultimately, right? But our people want to trust in these pieces of paper, which is not backed by anything, right? And you see these banks failing, right? Because they're not backed by nothing, right? They're not backed by gold anymore, right? Now all we're doing is just passing around promissory notes. I promise to pay you this. I promise to pay you that. Like these, and you see a lot of these nations are leaving the U.S. dollar and going elsewhere, right? And that's what we ultimately got, man. We got our people running around killing and chasing each other for this money that means nothing, man. Right? Your money means nothing, right? Let's see what Yahweh Shai said, right? This is the book of Matthew, right? Chapter 22. And I'm gonna start at verse number 19, right? And this is when I believe the Pharisees or the Sadducees, they were trying to to trip up Yahushua, right? About paying tribute, right, to Caesar, right? So I'm just going to get to the point, right? This is Matthew 22 and verse 19. This is Yahushua. He says, show me the tribute money. And they brought unto him a penny. And he saith unto them, who is this image and superscription? And they said unto him, Caesar. Then saith he unto them, render therefore unto Caesar the things which are Caesar's, and unto the Most High the things which are the Most High, right? So ultimately, when you think about it, like, right, our people are running around here chasing this money, right, with Esau's face on it, and it's meaningless, it's worthless, right? And just like his nation, his money is going to disappear too. All that stuff is going to burn with fervent heat. It's going to be done, right? It's not backed by anything, right? It's worthless, right? And that's the thing, man, right? So why should we be worried about this worthless money that's ultimately meaningless, man? Right? Render unto Caesar the things which are Caesar's, right? And unto the Most High the things which are the Most High, right? And you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you are the Israelites. You are the Most Highs, right? You are the Most High. You are His gold and His silver, right? Let's get this right. First Timothy 6:17, and we know the other scriptures. Where you really can't put your trust in money, man. Right? You see too many times how you see these celebrities, they get money and they think that everything is solved, and guess what? At the end of the day, they end up killing themselves, right? Or something, ODing, or getting into drugs or whatever it may be, man. Right? Because ultimately, that's not what brings you happiness. That doesn't, fulfill your soul, man. At the end of the day, right? This is First Timothy chapter 6 and verse number 17. It says, charge them that are rich in this world, that they be not high-minded, nor trust in uncertain riches, but in the living power which giveth us richly all things to enjoy. Right? That's what we should be getting our riches through, right? Through the Most High, right? Those are our riches, not in these uncertain riches, man. Not in trying to put in stocks and bonds, right? And trying to put your money in the bank, man, and try to collect interest off of it, man, because it's meaningless, man. And we see it happening, man. We see it happening before our eyes with these banks, man, right? I was watching the brother Jeremiah's video, and he was talking about how in India, man, right, they had closed the bank down, right? And I remember that they had closed it down for like, I don't know if it was a month or two, right? And people couldn't get their money out, right? And that's all, as far as a test to see how people will react when these banks close down, because eventually they're going to close down. They're not going to be profitable, right? So that they can usher in this MOTB, man, right? Let's get this. Let's go to the book of Psalm, right? I got a couple more and I'm gonna close it out, right? It's the book of Psalm, chapter 49 and verse number 6. And it reads, they that trust in their wealth and boast themselves in the multitude of their riches, right? It says none of them can by any means redeem his brother, nor give to the Most High a ransom for him, right? So your like I say, your money is meaningless at the end of the day, right? Because you really can't do nothing about it. You can't do nothing with it, right? You can't redeem your brother. You can't buy your way into the kingdom of heaven, right? You're not going to be able to do any of that, man. Your riches they ultimately are not going to profit you anything, right? You need to put your trust in Yahweh Shem Yahushai, right? Because this place and this money is about to be finished, man, right? and Salaki, like I say, it was on my soul this morning when I woke up, man, right? And then I see my other brethren, doing a lesson. I'm like, man, I gotta put this on wax, man, right? Shoot this out to the unicorn, man. And that's all praises to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, right? But it says, they that trust in their wealth and boast themselves in the multitude of their riches, none of them can by any means redeem his brother, nor give it to the Most High a ransom for him. Right? You can't. It's going to be useless. It's going to be worthless. Right? And we know, ultimately on the day of the Lord, it's going to be the same thing. Right? But it's coming up. Right? This is Ezekiel 17. And I'm just going to get to the point, right? And 19, it says, they shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed. Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of Yahweh Shem Shai. It says, they shall not satisfy their souls, neither fill their bowels, because it is a stumbling block of their iniquity, right? And a lot of our people get caught up by chasing this money, right? But your money is going to be worthless in these coming days, right? In these coming times, and in the day of the Lord. Ultimately, you're not going to be able to buy your way out of destruction and damnation, man. Right? Ultimately, so that's what we got to understand. We can't sit here and keep putting our money in riches, right? Our Salakia. We can't put our heart and set our heart upon the riches of this world, man. Right? Because ultimately this stuff is all perishable and it's all going to be dissolved right at the end day. Let me get another one. This is the book of it's the book of Psalm, right? We like I said, we can't put our trust in riches. We need to put our trust in Yahweh Shem Shai, right? So this is Psalm 64:1. It says, hear my voice, O Most High, and in my prayer, preserve my life from the fear of the enemy. It says, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked and from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. Right? And that's what they're doing right there. They're secretly doing these things behind a lot of people's backs, right? But, ultimately, through the power and spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai and the spirit of prophecy, which is Yahweh Shai, right? We were able to see these things, and we're trying to warn our people. We're trying to warn our people, man, right? To get out of that, to not put your trust in this stuff, man, right? Because these wicked, they're ultimately doing it for a purpose and a reason. It says, who whet their tongues like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. It says they that they may shoot in secret at the perfect, right? And the perfect, right, are the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, or the Israelites. It says suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snare privately. They say, who shall see them? Right? And that's what they do, man. Right? When they do this stuff, well, and nobody's gonna catch me. Right? But the Lord is putting the spirit upon brothers, man, who are prophesying these things to come, to warn the people, right, before it happens. It says they search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them, and their heart is deep, right? These people are they are locked in on pushing this agenda, right? And nothing's gonna stop them, right? But the power and spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai, ultimately, right? But their whole job and their whole mission is to push this MOTB, man, right? And to bring a lot of people. We know that 2/3 of the so-called Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans here are going to die in America, and they're going to be taking that MOTB, right? They're going to be taking that thing, and they're going to get that destruction, right? That's talked about in Revelation 14:9, right? Let's get a couple more closed out. This is the book of Matthew, right? Chapter 6 and verse number 19. And it reads, lay up not for yourselves treasure upon earth, where moth and rust doeth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. It says, but lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doeth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. It says, for where your treasure is, there will also your heart be also. Salakia. there will your heart be also, right? And that's what we got to understand, man, right? We can't put our trust in Esau's printed out faces of pieces of paper, man. We can't put our trust in that. We can't build our treasure based upon these corruptible things, but we need to put our trust in the incorruptible things, right? Which is the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai, and put our faith and our trust in Yahweh Shem Shai, man, right? That He is going to deliver us, that He's going to, feed us, clothe us, and protect us during this time and this tribulation, right? That's gonna hit upon this earth, man, right? And so that's ultimately what we got to do is we got to put our trust and our faith in Yahweh Shem Shai, because He's the only one that's only going to be able to deliver us out of this evil and wicked, man. Matter of fact, let me go to verse 24. It says, "No man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other." It says, "You cannot serve the Most High and mammon," right? And mammon is money, right? So you got to choose. You got to make your choice, right? You got to make your choice ultimately. And if you gonna put your trust in riches and money, you're gonna be destroyed. You know what I'm saying? Because you have no understanding. You don't know that the Lord kills, the Lord makes alive, right? The Lord makes rich and He makes poor. You know what I'm saying? So you have no understanding about that, right? And you want to run around and hold on to Esau's money for what, man? Because it's all going to burn, and it's all going to be burnt away, right? So let me just get this last one, and I'm gonna close it out, right? So ultimately, like I said, we got to put our trust in Yahweh Shem Shai, right? This is the book of Isaiah 55 and verse number 6. And it says, "Seek ye Yahweh Shem Shai while He may be found. Call ye upon Him while He is near." Right? And that's what we got to do, man. A lot of our people got to start waking up and coming back to the Most High through his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, man. Right? Through Yahweh Shem Shai, we got to come back, right, to our power and to our covering and our safety, man. Right? Because ultimately, like I say, those who do not, you're going to be destroyed, right? You're gonna fall in. You're gonna be, worried about your money and crying about your money, right? Ultimately, you're gonna give in, and you're gonna get that sea hip in your hand, and you're gonna be destroyed, and you're gonna feel the wrath of the Most High without mixture, man. You're gonna feel the wrath of the Most High without mixture if you do. Right. So this is why, these things are important, and it's good to watch these things so that we see what's going on, man. Right. So with that, I hope you brothers and sisters have been edified. Right. I want to give a mighty shalom to the hopeful elect, right, to the 12 tribes scattered abroad. Right. I want to say Kahala Yahweh Bahashim Hamashiach Yahushai Bahashim Ruach HaKodesh. Peace and blessings. Stay strong, stay diligent, keep watching. Right? Keep watching and praying, and keep praying for one another, man, and hold fast and keep your faith in these last days. And with that, shalom.